This week is Holy Week. Christians call this Holy Week because this is the week that Jesus suffered and died and rose again. We're going to spend time this week meditating on the 7 words that Jesus spoke from the cross. And today the first word we hear in Luke chapter 23. There they crucified Jesus along with the criminals, one on his right, the other on his left. Jesus said, "Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing." Where would you draw the line? When someone makes fun of you? When someone embarrasses you? If a friend betrays you? If someone attacks you or assaults you, or maybe even your family? Where would you draw the line and stop forgiving? Well, Jesus never did. He was embarrassed. He was mocked. He was ridiculed. He was personally attacked and assaulted as he was tortured. And then he was wrongfully accused and crucified. And yet, with those holes in his hands and his feet, freshly pulsating from the nails pounded through, the first words that Jesus spoke were not in vengeance or anger or hatred. Jesus said, "Father, forgive them." Who's the them? Well, Judas, who betrayed him, the disciples who abandoned him, the Jews who hated him, the Romans who crucified him, every sinner who ever sinned against him. Father, forgive them. Jesus spoke those words about all of us because that's why he was there, for forgiveness. This is the first word from the cross. Jesus' second word from the cross is also found in Luke chapter 23. Then the criminal said, "Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom." And Jesus answered him, "I tell you the truth, today you will be with me in paradise." Where would Jesus stop? Would he even forgive a hardened criminal? Could someone who had committed a lifetime's worth of wrongs be forgiven? Could someone who had sinned so much that he deserved the death penalty, could he be forgiven? Could even this criminal on the cross be saved and go to paradise, to heaven? Yes, even him. This criminal's suffering was intense. Crucifixion was an excruciating way to die. And yet even worse was this criminal's guilt. He knew what he had done. He knew that his punishment fit the crime. He knew that he deserved to be there and die. And so, with nowhere else to go and nowhere else to turn, with no other answers in life, he simply turned to Jesus. "Jesus, remember me," he begged. A hardened criminal, perhaps, but also a repentant sinner who turned to Jesus for forgiveness, and he received it. Let this criminal be a lesson to you and to me. There is no sin too great. There is no sinner too guilty. Could even I be forgiven? Could my lifetime of wrongs be forgiven before the Lord? Could even I, after all that I have done, be saved? Yes. Even this criminal, even you, and even me. This is the second word from the cross.
Hey, what's up everyone? Pastor Mike here from Time of Grace. Thanks so much for checking out this podcast. We certainly would love this message to reach more and more people. So if you wouldn't mind rating and reviewing this podcast, it would bring it to more people's eyes, and we pray this message into more people's hearts. Thanks for your support, and we'll talk to you soon.